Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the March 16th Facebook post and I'll be making a few comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. If the video is helpful to you, please be so kind as to like, comment, or share it. Thank you for that. Here we go. Self-judgment, being in the right place at the right time. Today let us make where we are in our life our ally and not our adversary. Instead of constantly judging ourselves for not being where we perceive we should be, let us instead trust. Trust that where we are right now is exactly where we need to be for our greatest good, growth, and development. Imagine trusting that you are always in the right place at the right time. What sort of peace of mind would such a belief bring to your life and those around you? Would not every moment become a blessing to all involved? Would not a sense of gratitude fill you throughout your day? Today, let us make our brothers and sisters our friends in our awakening process, not our foes. When we experience frustration with them, let us remember that we are all one, and that they are simply reflecting our internal condition. Today, when the ego insists that we have every right to argue and become upset with another, we will instead remember that God has put us in a specific situation at this specific time and with these specific individuals for a higher purpose, to help lead us to a more peaceful, forgiving, joyful, and loving place within our own hearts and minds. We have been programmed to judge ourselves and others because our relationship is not going exactly the way we think it should be going. Our relationships, our workplace is not going, or our work is not going as we think it should be going. Our finances are not where they're supposed to be. Basically our life is not where we have been programmed that it should be. And that is a key here, because anytime you're not where you think you should be, you have simply been programmed to believe that. There are two things we're going to work on today. One is trusting that we are exactly where we need to be. And so we're not going to make an adversary out of where we are. We're going to make it an ally. And we're going to do that through trust. Through trust in God, in His plan, in our highest will plan, which is one. His plan and our highest will is one. So when we trust that, we have peace. When we don't trust that, then we make where we are an adversary instead of an ally. And second, we're going to see that these beings that we're presented with today, whoever they may be, they are our friends in this process. They're not our foes. Okay? So we'll do those two things. We make where we are right now, regardless of what the ego says about it, our ally and not our adversary. And we make the beings around us who are participating in this process our friends, instead of through judgment our foes. And let that be a key for us today, judgment. Anytime we're judging ourselves or others, anytime we're making where we are, or judging where we are, making it an adversary, anytime we're judging our fellow human beings and making them our foes, and we're judging them, this is showing us that we're buying into the ego's programming. And what has the ego's programming ever done for us? Nothing. It has brought us maybe sadness, pain, anger, regret, resentment, jealousy, hatred, revenge. That's what the ego does for us. And it does it all through judgment. And it uses judgment because judgment is its fuel. And so obviously it wants us to judge ourselves and others. It wants us to judge where we are in our lives. It wants us to judge those we perceive are somehow blocking us from where we should be. all in an effort to fuel itself, to fuel the ego, because judgment is the ego's fuel. So anytime you're judging, you're providing fuel to the ego and taking away from your peace of mind and from your joy. So let that be a key for us today. When we're judging somebody else, when we're judging our situation, that's the ego fueling itself, doesn't care about us. It wants us to spend our time, energy, and focus on it. So it grows, it becomes a bigger part of life, and our true nature shrinks. And it never really shrinks, it's always there. But there's such a big ego being increased and increased that it blocks our awareness to the truth in us. And so let us simply do that today. Let us, wherever we are, we will not judge that. Be it in our workplace, be it with our family members, be it in a financial situation, whatever. We will not judge where we are today. Instead, we will trust God. We will trust that His will is being done and that His will and our highest will are one. And so whatever is occurring for our highest good, for our growth, for our development, for our peace of mind and joy. And we trust that. And we have peace when we do that. And second, we will simply remember that every single being out there, remember that we are all one. So every single being out there is part of that highest plan. And so their journey is perfect. Our journey is perfect. When we remember this, peace results, joy results. We stop judging their journey. We stop judging our own journey. We start to have more peace and gratitude because we know that our journey is perfect and sacred. And we look outside of ourselves and see our brothers and sisters, and no matter what the ego says, their journey is perfect and sacred. And when we look at them through truth, through God's love, then peace results. Because there's no more need to judge them. There's no more need to fuel the ego and kill ourselves through frustration, anger, resentment, hatred, revenge. So we stop fueling the ego. Stop. We trust and we start healing ourselves. And as we heal ourselves, because we're all one, we help all others around us. And we start offering gratitude to everybody around us because we know that they are where we are. That the light is available also to them once they truly see that they have co-created a perfect sacred journey with God, just as we have. And that light, that understanding, that knowledge is simply a choice away. It's a choice of letting go of judgment and returning to trust. Letting judgment go, using forgiveness, coming to trust. And that's a simple choice. From pain to peace. From condemnation to compassion. From confusion to clarity. It's all simply a choice away. We trust God. We trust in His plan, her plan, our highest will plan, and we have peace. And we're grateful for wherever we are today. Because now we know that wherever we are is exactly where we need to be to remember that our journey is sacred, to have peace, to have joy. And we remember that each individual that's in our path is there to help us heal also. And so if the ego is playing with judgment, we're learning with that individual that we don't need judgment, that we can forgive them and have peace. So we thank them for being part of our process, because they are in the end helping us choose peace. Because we can only play in the ego's mud so long before we decide there must be a better way, a more gentle way, a more compassionate and loving way, which aligns with our true essence, which is the love that is our true essence. And so we offer gratitude for that today. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you'd be so kind as to like, comment, or share this video, it would help with the listing process, and it might help somebody find this information who can use it someday. If you'd like to leave me a question, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you can please subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would love to have you in that community. Again, thank you so much for your time. I love you very much. And God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.